Lawmakers are advancing a bill that would allow police officers at polling sites.
We get the latest on this tonight with News 12 New Jersey's Naomi Yane. Naomi?
Hey there, Kurt and Roxanne. Just 9 months ago, Governor Murphy signed a bill that banned police at polling sites on election night. But in the wake of recent mass shootings, lawmakers say the protection is needed and there's support from both sides of the aisle. This year alone, there have been over 550 mass shootings in the United States, from shootings at grocery stores to shootings at elementary schools. And just a month after a shooting at a Texas elementary school, this new bill was introduced.
But I know the bill, the original bill very, very well, because I fought it for a long time on the floor. And
that bill said plainclothes officers and uniformed officers had to be at least 100 feet away from polling sites or drop boxes unless there was a threat or they were called by poll workers. And lawmakers said that should never have become law.
You look at sometimes they rush things through and just don't get it right. And I'm proud that they're correcting it, but this should have never happened.
With just a week before in-person early voting, yesterday the State Assembly Appropriations Committee approved the most recent version of the bill. The law would allow for a police presence at schools and senior centers that are also used as polling sites, and would require schools to implement an election day security plan.
And I just definitely know people on the election board that were concerned at the late nights when the poll workers break. I mean, what are they getting around 5 o'clock in the morning? They don't finish up until the votes are completely done and processed, and it's always late in the night. So.
Though there is bipartisan support for this bill, voting and civil rights advocates say the bill discourages voters of color from going to the polls, particularly black voters, based on a recent study.
Police at polls resulted in 32% less likelihood of black people voting. That's the reality we're dealing with.
Advocates say this bill is misguided and doesn't address the issues driving this decision.
If we want to address school shootings, there's ways to do that. There is gun control measures. We need to recognize that this bill will not do any of that.
Now, the updated version now has to pass the full Assembly and Senate before it gets to the governor. Lawmakers have a voting session coming up on Thursday, and there is hope that the bill will become law just in time for the upcoming elections. I'll send it back over to you, Kurt.